Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to another exciting Zelda 2 Max Rando match. Tonight is the order brackets finals between traiLZ and jkoper. Tonight on comms, we got Crystal Joy 730 and Elendar. And tracking tonight, we got VT Slacker.
Good evening, everybody. This is our losers finals. We're getting right down to the end. And boy, what a match is it. We got traiLZ and jkoper.
Yes, yes, and yes. And we have two huge juggernauts, everyone. And I know that you know that we're going to have so much fun because this is a great set of flags. We have nerfed boots, y'all. No water walking for these people.
Yep,
So,
we're also not going to be seeing vanilla, so no mercy on the nerfed boots. They're not going to get the easy ones on the vanilla shuffle. We're getting randomized overworlds for sure this time.
yes. So everyone, I hope you guys have your pom-poms ready. You have, probably shaking someone who has pom-poms in the chat. If your pom-poms aren't there, just feel free to shake him instead. You know who I'm talking about. Because we are going to have lots of shenanigans. And how many gyms is this, Elendar?
Well, I'll have a spoiler in just a little bit, but it is random, and I have spied a little bit of the starting set, and oh boy, it's a fun one for sure. One real quick thing I want to point out: these two runners taken very different routes to get to this point of the tournament. traiLZ obviously was just defeated in the previous round by Patrick, looking to come and get some revenge. jkoper lost in the very first round and has just been grinding his way through the losers bracket all the way here. And we're off with, of course, wouldn't be a finals without 2 lives, 1 heart. Thankfully, jkoper has turned off the beeps for us, so we will not be suffering through potentially an hour plus of beeping.
Yes. This here is a seed that makes me proud to be alive, Elendar. I mean, we got 2 lives, 6 gems, 1 heart. So, tactical deathing ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, and we've got Fairy to start, and it's castable, which is really great because we're immediately seeing a route divergence. traiLZ is like, well, good a time as any to start some palaces. But jkoper gonna cross the river here. 300-point P-bags in the pool. That's gonna give a quick attack up to traiLZ, and I suspect with only 1 heart, our runners are gonna be much more aggressively taking life than they usually do.
Absolutely. That 300-point P-bag definitely put everything at 222 that's a piece of cake right there. But can you imagine, Elendar, if there are no more heart containers? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, for a lot of our runners, I would say that's just a death sentence for a seed, but traiLZ, I know for sure, is absolutely capable, absolutely loves these very low resource seeds, and jkoper is certainly capable as well, but maybe feels a little differently about how great they are. But
all right, and remember, everybody, get your biddies on and start putting in those channel points for some gambling action, because there is a prediction here. I mean, honestly, Elendar, remember about the whole thing with them possibly not dying as much. They do have life,
Yeah. And jkoper picked up the shield spell, which we've got confirmation already has been linked to fire, which is, a thing.
Yes. Let me get right on healing myself as I'm dying.
Well, good news for the runners. Small keys in these small enemy drop groups, so at the very least, if they get real stuck in and can't use death abuse to recover their magic, they could just farm up a bunch of extra keys. But we're seeing an inversion here as traiLZ gets a game over and gives up, and jkoper gives up on the overworld and is heading back into this palace.
Well, one has got to give something, but the absolute bestest thing is, Elendar, if one extra heart container, just one, and it's locked by Grandma behind 8 magic containers, that would be absolutely mean.
Well, the limit is 7, but
I know, but I'd love to make it 8 just for the lulz.
Yep, I'm agreeing with the old man here. This is going to be a scene. But again, these runners, obviously, you don't get to the lower bracket finals without being very, very skilled. I think both of our runners will have some difficulty, but make it through without too much issue.
Yeah, if it was me doing this, then you'd have to prepare, just go get a hotel room, get some room service, because we're going to be here a while with a seed like this. But
yeah. You might see me calling in chat asking for calling for a reroll, but
no! Why would you want to reroll this? This is a great seed, Patrick. No, my friend. That is absolutely a beautiful seed. This here, you cannot get any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see the pain. I don't think there's anything traiLZ would reroll. I think he is up for the meanest of seeds at all times. And I've seen him do very, very well at them, so.
Oh yeah, the same thing with jkoper. These guys are not by any means, stick in the mud slouches. They can handle this very easily. And we do have the spell. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily, if you were in a seed where you had most of what you were looking for up the start, Reemanak rides the magic jar. traiLZ gives him a nice little stab to show how he feels about that. But ordinarily, if you start off with most of the things you need in order to complete a seed, sometimes you look at that spell and you're like, I don't know, it's just one item. There's not that much more that's required. I could save a bunch of time not getting the spell and then not checking the far end of town. traiLZ passing over an extra life. He doesn't need it. He's just not going to get hit.
traiLZ is like, that's just disrespectful to have a 1-up at King's Tomb. It's like insta resurrection. It's right there. How did you let yourself die with a 1-up right there?
Yeah, but here every item is a possibility for an additional heart container, and I don't think we're going to see either our runners pass up anything that's even remotely on the way. Here's a tinfoil hat time, because I'm not exactly looking at the screen. I'm looking up. I think bypassing all of the guaranteed 1-ups is actually a good thing, because you don't know what GP is looking like. And I think you probably do a mad dash for that, before you go into GP, because you want to stack all those extra lives, because GP, you're going to die. Yeah, that could definitely be the case. It sort of depends on how far away from start GP is. You could certainly just remember that and take an up A, but if it turns out that GP is, all the way in the east, more or less next to the last palace that you do, that extra 1-up is not really going to help you at all. And for those of you who, yes, I know that's, King's Tomb where the grandmother was at, but I like calling the little single fountain area King's Tomb, because it's just adorable, and it looks like somebody probably died there anyway. So, the lore for me is that someone died there, he was a king once, and that is a generous 20-point P-bag. Oh yeah, that's what large entries are supposed to drop, right? 20 points? Yeah, that's like when our glue factory. Hey, Horsehead actually has some beef to him. You go. He's not ready to become, Elmer's glue just yet. Yeah, and for those mentioning colors in chat, don't you start that trail.
No.
Well, as we all know, a horse's weak point is the space directly in front of and to the left of their ears. So traiLZ repeatedly stabs that and takes on Horsehead with no issue. Gonna skip the gem for now, though. It's so close to the start. He's looking to possibly pick up some more levels, looking for the item, and then pick up a larger bonus from completion.
jkoper is operating with Tales from the Dark Side level vision, so you just think of Tales from the Dark Side, and then you can explain jkoper's vision. And for those who aren't 80s kids, you wouldn't get that, but it's an awesome show. And it looks like traiLZ is wondering what he can farm, which is a whopping 2.
Yeah, but, you don't get a one heart 2 lives seed without all the rest of the seed being equally cruel.
That's like when you play Z1 Rando and you get as your small drop 1 rupee.
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
It's like, thanks, friend. I really appreciate this.
Hey, that 1 rupee probably goes to buy a whole lot of something somewhere. The exchange rate is probably good, and you get like $10 for that 1 rupee.
I've lost a 2-hour-long race before because I had 0 rupees heading into Ganon and had to up A and farm for some. So one rupee could save you, but here's our first forced use of fairy to get through, and immediately leads to another key block to the right. Now traiLZ's gonna make a choice. Does he want to take a death or take a left? He's very close to a level up here, though, so could be a magic recovery helping him to get through there.
Yeah, it's gonna. No, I think the next one is attack.
Yeah, and he thinking for a second there whether he wants to take attack or save up for magic, but attack 3, I wouldn't be surprised if attack 2 was on the low side given how many hits it took to kill Horsehead, so.
Oh, I don't think traiLZ wanted that.
Yeah.
Or else he would have done the tactical death right there at the keyhole.
That jump is a bit tricky, and now traiLZ is looking at his jump spell. If he casts it, he won't be able to get another fairy cast, but he figures it's worth it. I don't blame him.
Yeah, because there's no way you can get that kind of momentum. And we have a big gold game over.
Cruel.
And guys, jkoper is in our favorite palace with the greatest boss ever. Palace 5.
traiLZ found Palace 5 and kind of noped out of it real quick and found this Palace 1 instead, but on the topic of maces to the face, jkoper's considering whether he wants to go in at 3-2-3.
Dear, they nerfed poor Guma. Aw, Guma.
He's just feeling a little under the weather today.
Well, the weather has been kind of iffy, so yeah, that does happen. And traiLZ gave up the idea of and lays out for that magic 4 in the vain attempt that fairy will be cheaper, and it sure isn't. Meanwhile, I believe jkoper did catch a mace to the face.
Yeah, it's a mace to the boost. He accidentally stepped on it, he's just picking up what Guma's laying down, but...
Well, if you're gonna go out, my motto is go out on your own terms, who feel like I'm not gonna let you kill me, I'm gonna kill myself. Yep, I totally understand that.
We're seeing super safe strats now from jkoper. One jump spell, 1 hit per cycle. Oh, it takes the bop anyway.
Okay! Even though Guma is not that buff, Guma's maces to the face, this is literally, let's be realistic, everyone. This is really an Oko seed, There's no way, shape, or doubt about it, because at 1 hit, you're dead.
Yep. traiLZ took a left on that elevator and found a key, but unfortunately, since he ferried in there, had to use the key anyway just to get out. We also saw 200-point P bags in the small drop group of these palaces. That's our 3rd bag drop of the seed. So pretty normal-ish distributions, just a little short on the top one at 300 instead of 5.
You know, I'm looking at jkoper right now, and he has the one rare opportunity where he could cast life. And not that he would, but you know, somebody was too weak, and just hit for a little bit of jkoper's life. So imagine that. Oh man.
Let's see if Trails can do this. There is a trick here where I believe there's a 1-frame window where you can. Oh, he's going to shield. So okay, he's going to shield spell first to give himself a little bit of breathing room, so he can stab, cast fairy, and pick up the magic refill, so he can fairy through the second door.
Yes, and that was a very good idea. But that was absolutely disappointing. You know, it's like one of those things where you get hyped. You're like, yeah, I got through it. I used pro skills. And then you get that big old fat disappointment.
And I'm surprised that, Trails didn't keep going looking for the item. I mean, it definitely had spent a long time in there, but there can't have been that many places left, and this medicine cave is extremely rough.
Yeah, that's, literally. Oh.
You'll see some pro dodges by Trails here, dodging birds instead of the many, many enemies in the ground as jkoper takes another death.
This Guma is a gatekeeper. Oh man, Guma has made me proud.
Oh, and the reward's just a 1-up. Trails is going to take it. There's no way to come back there later for that.
No way. No. Like everything wants to kill you. And without the candle, that makes these caves even harder. Because you can only see shadows, but that doesn't mean you know what's going to kill you. It could be a Gloria that kills you. It could be a Moblin that kills you. It could be really weird looking Octorok that kills you. I mean, everything wants to kill you. And this fairy is catching a beatdown. Woo! That is fairy abuse.
Yeah, it's very difficult to stay high enough to dodge the enemies and then also not get so high that you don't have enough reaction time. Oh, jkoper takes another giver right at the end.
And you know that's tiltable, because when you have one hit left on Guma, and then you catch a death like that, that's tiltable. You hate to see it, you really do, especially. Yeah, Zero. It's really sad, and it does get frustrating very easily, and that can sometimes throw you off your game. So Guma is there to play head games with everyone. And the thing is, this, Palace 5 is required because this is a 6 gym. So this, if it was me, I probably knowing what you know now would probably take at least maybe Magic Life 6. What do you say, Elendar?
I think we're going to see jkoper head back in at whatever level he ends up at once he's cleared the other 2 palaces on this continent. I don't think he's likely to leave without doing them. And he's just looking to get, maybe 1 more level, 1 or 2 more levels of life. I think attack is going to make the difference a lot more than life will, but it's thankfully for him. Oh, Trails finds a heart container, the best item in the game.
Oh man, there goes the dream of a grandma locked heart, heart container. But you know what that does mean, though, Elendar? That Trails will have a slight advantage over Guma, as Trails will be able to take an extra hit, which may make the difference. And Trails also got a 20-point P-bag.
Yeah.
Peachy.
Koper takes down Horsehead with ease, and he's going to get 950 here. I think this is going to be, whether it's actually, it's actually attack. I was going to say whether it's actually attack 4 or just a transition into attack 4. I think we're going to see jkoper continue to take attack levels, increase his likelihood of being able to come back in. Because, even one attack level, if you keep dying one stab away from done, now you're good.
Yeah, it depends. Unless you make seeds like me who actually, will just roll nothing and make attack 3, attack 4 all the same. Which means you get no benefit. And
yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, because we really haven't seen any significant changes between attack 4 and attack 3. And we've got a precious key on jkoper's side.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just going to be the troll key again, because I believe he had to fairy to get into this room, so he's going to have to spend. Either he's going to have to up A, or he's going to have to spend the key to get out.
Me personally, I probably would have just up A'd and kept the keys, so that way I can just go the other way.
It's a tough call. He doesn't know that there's going to be several more key doors immediately following that he's going to get trolled by, but
I think maybe I'm just overcautious on things like that. But then I'm not a speedrunner of this. I'm just a casual runner. So for me, time is never the essence. Oh. And we do have... Ooh! Here we go!
Yes, is this the... I didn't quite catch. Is this Palace 5 for traiLZ?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the thing, is like jkoper probably figures with those 2 game overs that he's really far behind, but traiLZ also spent basically the same amount of time in Palace 1 with obviously killing Horsehead, but no item to show for it. So they're still pretty even. And Amago just saying, "Hi, jkoper. How would you like a free trip back to the start?"
Just look at it as, it's hugs, free hugs. Free hugs. And everyone loves free hugs. Isn't that right, chat? I know you guys love free hugs, too. Just not from the guy at the ice cream truck. No, those hugs, bad hugs. But here in the Zelda community, we love free hugs. Especially when you get hugs from Guma.
All right.
Speaking of which...
He's traiLZ giving it a shot. He does have that extra heart container, but he's coming in at basically no life, so it's not going to make a difference. But
he does have enough to cast that life spell, I think.
I'm not sure that would make a difference either.
Imagine if it only heals one whole heart container. Oh man, expensive, and traiLZ needs to kind of get Guma over a little bit. Took an unfortunate death.
Yeah, traiLZ using somewhat more aggressive strats here than jkoper did, which, at the very least means that his game overs are faster.
Yes. But I'm surprised traiLZ did not cast life.
Yeah, I don't know. Without also casting the shield spell, I don't think it would have made a difference here. It's probably just going to be one shot anyway.
He has 2 heart containers, not one. He has 2. So that's true. But I'd rather, go ahead if it means not having to replay Guma again. Because once Guma's dead, he's dead.
Yeah, well, right now he's very much alive for both of our runners, taking down traiLZ.
Oh, this is why Guma is my favorite boss. He gives me maces to the face all the time, but it's a hilarious experience. But I think what traiLZ should do... Yeah, like I said, this is an Oko. This is an Oko seed.
Yep. And would be very surprised if traiLZ didn't just immediately run it back and go straight there. He's got a boss, need to kill the boss. Just go do it.
Yeah, traiLZ is that type of person. He's like, I sees the boss, I kills the boss.
Yeah, and I mean, and jkoper, applied a similar philosophy, and so far the score is Guma 3, Runners 0.
No, I think it's more than that because jkoper died 3 times. And
yeah, I'm just counting the number of game overs. Did jkoper take 3 game overs on it? Yeah, I mean it's a lot regardless. And traiLZ's reaction here, getting even more aggressive, doing 2 and 3 hit cycles, saying, "Nah, I'm gonna come get you."
There we go. Like this here as a proud Guma supporter.
But jkoper, giving up on Palace 1 is gonna be able to get down stab.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing because then you have pogo stick action. As for Melee Wizard, I saw that comment. Guma needs, he makes everything Oko.
Yep. And at the side of the second game over, traiLZ 2 joining jkoper in the I give up, I'll come back later club. Guma coming in with an undefeated record with 8 KOs.
Yes, the undisputed champion. And you better share your cookies, Sim. I see you. Don't be mean. VGD did some good stuff.
We've got a sign that the medicine is hanging out in the west, but unfortunately for our runners, that medicine is just Fire Spell, which we already know to be Shield, so that just means that there is one dead item in the west that's not going to be a hard container.
Yeah.
And jkoper, had picked up that hammer and now is going to be able to check this additional cave. And unfortunately for jkoper, just to pass through, going to about face real quick. That could have been a decisive advantage since traiLZ has not found the hammer. But both of our runners have learned to press the down button.
This is when Nerf boots hurt so hard, when you just see that water that you wish you could walk over.
And Thunder is going to be spell blocked.
Yo! Let's go! This is going to be a seed!
We're going to pretty shortly have, assuming that the hint is not bugged, we should see a clue for where our runners are going to be finding that shortly. I'm hoping for Palace 5. But it's in a maze.
Hey, Elendar, we have a new trend going. Instead of blaming Trez, we're blaming nature. We have to blame all the trees, for giving us that oxygen thing and all that.
I thought we were blaming Dig Shake.
No! The actual person you need to blame is Cemetery. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I think we can all agree on that one.
No! There is no blame Krista. Krista is innocent. I am always a saint, and everyone in the community knows it. Also,
traiLZ.
Elendar, this is... What? Oh, new Kasuto.
We've got Reflect. 7 magic containers. You were asking for a high magic container requirement. The next step of the troll is going to be... The next step of the troll is going to be a hard container under there, if I remember correctly. And traiLZ finds Death Mountain, and it's islands. But our runners don't have the boots, and even if they did, they would not be helpful at all. But jkoper picking up that required Reflect spell. So he's just 1 trophy away from finishing at least all of his spells. We're going to get a sighting of what is in our magical tower here at the end of town. for how many starting items they had and how much life they were missing initially. I was going to say we hadn't seen that many small items in the item pool, which could theoretically suggest that there are a lot of hearts still outstanding, but of course I say that. Even thinking that has commentary cursed it into a pea bag.
Yeah, and that makes it better. But you know what would have been the absolute greatest item to have there, Elendar? The blue jar. Boom.
Yep, you gotta go, at least, or if you get a red jar, you don't have to talk to the magic refill lady. Blue jar is just stone useless.
No, the blue jar is just like the single arrow in Link to the Past. It is a sacred item. It is a sacred item.
traiLZ has found Spectacle Rock here, but he's gonna have to find. He's looking for the right cave that connects over to it, and it looks like this is actually a kind of a cool setup. It looks like this cave that traiLZ is going into is going to take him there, which means that in-between cave just right of here is going to be almost certainly not a pass-through to anything. I don't remember if it was the way he came in, but there's a decent sign that cave could actually be our hammer cave. traiLZ picking up a third hard container.
No!
Really just everything he ever wanted.
One heart is best heart. How could they?
My favorite kinds of seeds are these seeds where you start off weak, but all the hearts are still in the pool, and you progressively improve over time. Your progression feels very powerful.
Yes, it gives them false hope.
Yeah.
It gives them false hope. It's like, yeah, you can get good, but then Gooma's gonna give you a mace to the face, and it's gonna show you to get good, son. And we appreciate that. and exactly, the blue jar is one of the no, Irene. Having the single arrow is the single arrow of destiny, which puts you in the supreme go mode that transcends normal go mode. That is why the single arrow is the greatest item ever. And Sim, to answer your question, I already said with a Nerf boot seed, of course you want River Devil to block something. You do. I love the River Devil, and the River Devil is the greatest NPC in this game.
You see, jkoper very patiently fishing for Magos. He's real close to a level, and he wants to take it.
Well, Sim, that's because you came late. See, people that come on time get to hear full commentary. And this is very patient, and you can't even get upset at that. But I think jkoper was trying to get it as close as possible to... But I think I actually would have farmed 2 more just so I could get the 2100 option for attack open.
Well, they weren't tripping, so they unfortunately
okay.
Only one available. And jkoper knows that this is a dead end, but he's gonna. Oh, this isn't the dead end version of the room. This is the pass through. The blocks are one higher, I guess. Also, he came in through an elevator. So both are runners, same palace, same place, same general collection of items. traiLZ are just that one extra hard container, but traiLZ is going to be the first one here to the boss.
One big difference is jkoper is on attack 4. And considering, even though Helmet Head is usually very easy to defeat even on attack 3, sometimes you may find a tanky gatekeeping Helmet Head, which this one surely wasn't, but which is good news for traiLZ, because look at how much life he had, Elendar.
Yeah, and I like this traiLZ skipping past attack 4 and life 5 to take magic 5 instead. I didn't get a catch on the cost of fairy, but he is really looking for the ability to cast 2 fairies on 1 life. That's going to be a huge difference in quality of life for these palaces.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What could become the game changer and just change your level up strat altogether would be if you found the magic key. Then that would totally just, make fairy useless in terms of opening doors. So that would help a lot with magic conservation and maybe even staying alive a little bit longer. Considering that everything basically hugs you and kills you.
We got confirmation, unfortunately, for traiLZ Magic 5, no help in the fairy front.
That's that kind of disappointment.
Yeah, and at 51, even if our runners get an additional magic container somewhere, it's not going to help. They're still going to be on 1 cast until they can get at least a second container of Magic 6.
Yeah, that's that kind of disappointment you feel, when you tell your loved one that you want to stream retro games and you're thinking they're going to give you an NES and then they break out a Coleco. You're like, oh man, it's like disappointment city. And that's probably, what traiLZ is feeling right now with that big brain play for Magic 5.
Ooh, red jars from the large enemy group here. traiLZ's going to be very happy to get that refill.
Yes, very good to know.
It looks like he found a loop and just decided he was done. He's out.
Yep. You're like, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this. And we're back going to the other side of Saria.
jkoper, very different leveling strats from traiLZ. Skips life 4, Magic 4 to get life 5, just focusing on his survivability. I think he's got his eyes on a rematch against Guma, and he wants to pick up as many attack and life levels as possible heading into that.
Oh, STL, you loved ones. It could be a puppy, your puppy may have an American Express Platinum card that just goes out and buy you some stuff, Loved ones comes in many different forms. You could have a teddy bear that you once liked or you used to whack people on the head with. It's all a matter of perspective. Oh. And we have traiLZ dipping in.
jkoper looking to cast life there. Reason we haven't seen any life casts for our runners, 70 at Magic 3.
Well, see, if Sim was here, he would make a comment about where I would get puppies from because we live in roughly the same area. So, but yeah, if you have a puppy that doesn't have an American Express Platinum, then you have substandard puppies. And speaking of puppies,
we saw life cast from traiLZ, and this is lower bracket finals. 1 bar.
Yes,
life for you.
I love
it. See, just has to be maximally cruel. That's the finals experience.
This is a scene that people would associate with me. Even though I didn't roll it. That's what made it even funnier. All right. Here we go, Elendar. We have traiLZ versus Guma Part 2.
Yeah, and maybe at life 4, 2 bars is going to be enough to live through it. traiLZ also coming in with attack 4 and downstab both as pretty nice safeties. And wow, this attack 4 making a huge difference.
Yes, attack 4 was the thing. Oh, my beloved Guma, you've done us a good job here in the viewing side of things. Also, thank you so much to Ghostdunk for supporting the Zelda Speedruns community with your subscription. This gets us one step closer to, Trez having to do Trez stuff. So if we can get some love for Ghost Dunk, that would be wonderful.
And an item setting for jkoper, and oof, just a P bag.
Yes, and and as you can see, we do have a goal, and it is traiLZ boss doing weight of WTHH. That'll be hilarious because Elendar, I don't know if you saw the infamous traiLZ versus Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time, but
no,
this
unfortunately, I have not.
It is something to watch. It is absolutely hilarious. Because I think it took I want to say like an hour and 50 minutes for him to get through the Fire Temple.
That sounds like what it would take me.
Yeah, it is. Also, to our first time chatter, welcome aboard the crazy train, which is Zelda 2 Rando. This is where it is home to nothing but shenanigans, and boy oh boy does this seed have it. And we love it. Let's see.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
The winner is going on to the grand finals against BKPKT Patrick.
Yeah.
traiLZ lost to Patrick in just the previous round, looking to get some revenge. jkoper has slogged his way up from losing the very first round all the way to losers finals, and still very much in it to win this.
Exactly. It's anybody's game. And both of these runners are so experienced, when it comes to being veterans of this game. And, if traiLZ has a very vested interest in this match because that is the rematch between him and Patrick. So then we could say, it's traiLZ versus Patrick Part 2. And, in the case of jkoper, it would be his vested interest is like, hey, I went through absolute wars to get here. So if I make it to the Grand Championships, let's go! That's exactly, what both runners are probably thinking. I hope.
And experienced is definitely the word I would use to describe both of these runners. traiLZ having played maybe more Zelda 2 Randomizer than any other human on the planet. And jkoper is basically I don't want to call him the granddad of the randomizer scene. He's been around forever, plays every randomizer, is absolutely great at most of them.
Yeah.
Definitely showing his experience here.
Yeah, I can't wait to go against jkoper in either Dragon Warrior Rando or Final Fantasy Rando, where I actually am a runner of those as well. But, oh man, it'll be interesting. Because he has the experience. And Patrick did just tell me it's not a part deux, but a part trois. Good. This is exactly what we love, Super Grudge. It's like a tie ball game, and the third one, determines who's the true winner overall. Oh man, this is great.
jkoper has found his way to Horsehead, and a couple quick stabs. He's gonna he's gonna get to double level here, so he's gonna get Magic 5 and Life 6.
Yes.
So traiLZ a little bit ahead on just general progress in this seed, but jkoper now pulling up with both an experience and exploration advantage, having found this item out of 2 and gotten a little bit more XP for it.
Definitely. And, I think what's going to make the true difference is, we've seen both runners, kind of deviate from their normal level up strategies. Because, Elendar, you and I both have commentated on jkoper's, and he loves to go attack, attack, attack. but in this particular seed, one of the main focuses is survivability, especially with the fact that you have to cast fairy so much, and that, you know, although life can save you, it's just not today.
Yeah, both life and magic carrying a lot more weight than they usually do, with very limited max health, and both runners, I'm sure, still looking for that day when they could get 2 casts of fairy on a single life, but Magic 6 is not in. Oh! trailz with a missed input, taking a lava bath.
I'm gonna just say that was a tactical death. Yeah. You know, that was a purposeful lava bath like this one.
Yeah, it's the cruelty of 2 lives. You know, you make just some little mistakes and you're going right back to start. But thankfully, both of our runners have been pretty equally affected by the absolute brutality this seed started at them. So it's still going to be a close race.
Imagine this, Elendar. Everyone knows that I am the chicken overlord. So imagine if GP is chock full of chickens that are just shooting everything at you, making this into a Toho game, and then, you know, with everything hurting so bad. Because we know chicken hits can be Okos as well.
Very easily.
Can you imagine Oko GP max chickens? Oh boy.
jkoper is back for his rematch here. Only 2 bars, but life 6, and like we saw previously, yeah, life 6 enough to live through a hit, but jkoper getting the bad news about the life spell. Even with that cast, he's not going to be able to take a second mace, but it looks like he's going to be...
jkoper should be okay. But see, I told you, Elendar, that life could make the difference.
Yeah.
See, there we go. Life has saved jkoper. All hail the life spell.
Meanwhile, a bit of a maze here for trailz, trying to find his way through this also very green palace. I don't remember which one this is. Looks like 3 or 6 with an item rebo here. trailz not quite getting the corner lock, but he lives through a hit. He's trying to get the reset. Yeah, okay. Good reset.
Okay, so it looks like on trailz then we are in, from what I see, looks like P6 maybe. So then we get a Barba. You move right from oh yes, to file. I am a Toho aficionado.
And trailz picking up the first part of what we're all looking for here, the flute.
Yes, the River Devil's best friend.
We're on the way to River Devil required.
Yes, yes, yes. The dream. The dream. River Devil showing that he is the best NPC. Oh, yeah.
trailz quickly passing by that key, but being like, wait a second. That key is useful.
Yes.
Unfortunately, just leading to more lefts here. As trailz going to continue digging, looking for Barba, and ooh, jkoper has found a monstrosity. Horsehead and Guma have assembled an eldritch horror.
I know what it is.
jkoper has put down. What is
that? That was Missing No. It is Missing No of Zelda 2. Yes, we have only on Zelda Speedruns, folks, will you see this love.
And jkoper rewarded for his extra digging with a heart container. So that's at least 4 in the pool, since trailz has that extra one from Spectacle Rock.
Yes. So I don't think traiLZ is going to care so much about getting the extra heart container because, you know, traiLZ can run 1 heart seeds.
Yeah, and as far as traiLZ is concerned, you know, as long as there's not a required item in some of these pallets, he's just giving out the item, and that's perfectly fine with him. But we are running out of potentially required items. Still, the option for the boots to be required, nerfed boots being required, is of course a hilarious joke.
Yes, let's make the boots required. Yes, hashtag make boots required.
But other than that, the only other required item we know we need is the trophy. And we already know that is in Maze Island, but still no sighting of where Maze Island is.
Maybe you need the boots to get there. Imagine, you know, that the boots, that the River Devil is blocking the boots. You need the boots to get access to the... Yeah, let's go with that. And let there be an extension on the island that leads to Maze Island. That's the best thing you can hope for. That way the River Devil finally gets a job. Yes, love for the River Devil.
jkoper taking a look at that Death Mountain and deciding, I don't think so. He knows where that raft tile is. He's going to head east.
Yes, unfortunately for jkoper, that is, you know, unfortunate for him if he wanted that 4th heart container. But otherwise, both of these runners can handle this very easily.
Oh man, traiLZ was looking to kill one enemy. He was just a tad away from that next level up, and takes an axe in the back and sent all the way back to start with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's an occasion where you're like, oh, really? Really? I thought we were homies. And they were like, nah.
Yeah, but he's got really no choice about it. You know, he's got to clear this palace, and it's on the way. It's a matter of do you keep digging or hope that another palace will treat you better? But really, none of these palaces have been kind on our runners.
No, these palaces have been mean. And, you know, I think they were probably just kind of fed up with, you know, Link coming in, bothering their rave party. You know, they were having some fun, weren't bothering anybody. And then you have Link coming in like an absolute madman, you know, shooting his beam sword, whacking heads. I mean, the poor residents of the palaces, you know, I sympathize with them. They're in their home. They were probably watching, you know, something on TV.
jkoper found the grass tile and gets a magic container, so he's only one more away from being able to get 2 casts of fairy in a single life.
Yeah, that was a well-hidden magic container. It was in Lake Unihaha.
He also picked up his completely useless... Oh, there's the second magic container!
Say, whoa, whoa, whoa!
That's a huge advantage for jkoper.
Absolutely. Because they're both even Steven in terms of attack. But jkoper has the definite advantage. We're talking magic 6 with 6 magic containers. Fairy will be castable. You don't need as many tactical deaths. You know, so you'll be able to open up 2 doors. And then you'll get trolled and realize that you're, you know, key locked.
Hey,
we've seen that happen.
Two casts is by far the most important break point when it comes to quitting, especially on 2 lives. You know, if you got 5 lives, you can just take some deaths. But traiLZ has finally found Barba here, and looks like it's going to take quite a few stabs, but he's getting pretty good 5 and 6 hit cycles here.
Yeah, but that meant absolutely nothing. Like 12 hits to remove 1 bar of health. Oh.
Trail's getting pretty lucky with a bunch of right spawns, but here come the left spawns to give him some time. But even 5 hits on a left cycle, that is a lot.
Yeah, that is. I mean, and traiLZ does get through it.
Yeah, jkoper going through here, turning it into his medicine to get fire, but I
think fire is slightly cheaper than shield. So maybe that's actually a good thing.
Because I'm fairly certain we saw fire link to shield, but and jkoper's not testing it, so. Oh, we're wrong. They must have just been different spells. Fire is in fact linked to spell, equally useless.
Well, at least it allows you to go get a pea bag. Hooray.
Yeah, but jkoper already has the spell.
Well, at least jkoper can cast it more than once. There you go. You know, just spell for the sake of spelling. There you go.
Yeah, it's difficult to see sometimes with jkoper playing on the swapped pellets and also the swapped projectiles.
I'm not even mad at traiLZ. This is a feels bad man moment, Elendar.
I mean,
he
was in this same position earlier and took a death. Okay, 70 points, good enough. traiLZ is thinking if he wants to grind out more, he's not gonna. He's just gonna take Magic 6 and Life 6. I think this is a good call.
Yeah, because honestly, I think traiLZ only has 1 life left, and he was running
grinding?
on SOS. What are you doing?
Oh, he's looking for a jar? He doesn't have enough magic to cast Fairy.
Oh, so he's hoping for a blue jar. Ooh. Ooh.
And he earlier he was thinking should I keep grinding for Magic 6? And he decided to take the life out of safety, which I understand. I don't know if we saw red jars in this small enemies group, but
I'm gonna be honest, Elendar. By the time traiLZ finds a blue jar, he'll level up probably attack 6. I mean, like, this is...
Well, he'll get the way the experience is here. He'll hit Magic 6 before he hits attack 6, and that'll just get him through the gate. But
I know, but you know, he's getting so many points there. Why wouldn't you want to level up this tactic? And this is like you really feel bad because this is such a huge time sink. But
there's the jar.
Yes.
And as slow as that was, it was faster than it would have been for him to take it up A to get through this gate.
I know, all of that to be able to put the gem in. Oh, so we know who the true main boss of that level was, Elendar.
Yeah, it was
door.
Muse.
No, that door. That door. Oh man. That door, final boss. Who needs a boss when you can have, the supreme key lock and you have to use Muse of all things. Muse. Like 3 whopping points. Oh my heavens. But
we're gonna get some more exploration here in the east for traiLZ. Still looking for where's Maze Island? That's our big question at this point.
So it looks like Fairy is now 26.
Magic 6 completely eliminating the Fairy problem.
Yes, 26. So on jkoper's side, definite advantage in terms of castability. Unfortunately, I think traiLZ can cast it twice.
Yeah, two is going to be enough for traiLZ, though.
Yeah. Me, I would just pick some locks. You up your lock pick skill, and then bada bing, bada boom, just pick every lock, and you're good to go. Just use some Fallout mechanics. Am I the hardest boss?
The real question about traiLZ's magic is going to be, once he gets Thunder, is 4 containers going to be enough? We've seen traiLZ have some very, very heartbreaking races where he was ahead and just couldn't find that additional container to be able to cast Thunder.
We all know that Thunder is probably going to be on Magic 680.
Yeah. And I mean, the two containers jkoper found are not that difficult to get, but also how likely is traiLZ going to be to head back to the west? He's already done all the palaces there. I think he's thinking he's just going to, play this seed front to back. And
this seed is going to say, heck nah. You got to go get me some magic containers.
jkoper has found Barba way faster than traiLZ did here. And with his additional magic, he's going to have no problem with the door once he gets to it. But
yeah, because that was a huge amount of time, unfortunately, that had to be sunk.
There's our River Devil.
Yes! Yes!
Let's see if he's required. He might be.
It might be the dream. The dream has been realized.
The River Devil giving us a slow roll here. Is he required? Because you cannot get past that lake with the boots. This River Devil was the only way into this item cave.
Yes, I'm over here doing some dancing. Woohoo! We are celebrating.
And we're not celebrating anymore. Just a candle.
But it was a very important item. So that way you can see what's killing you.
It was not useless for once. River Devil performed a service for the army of Ganon.
Yes! You go, River Devil. I knew you could do it. You gotta... Hey, VXR. We don't need Pepe hands, okay? I do enough Pepe hands. That's my daily life, is Pepe hands. But it comes down to, the River Devil was useful. So there you go. You got an item out of it. Yes, I know. Having to be Pepe hands for most of your day, every day, is always a fun thing.
So now the question
also, you know what time it is, Elendar? Do you see our timer?
It's the 1 hour mark.
Yes! Happy 1 hour! Get your party out, get your drinks on. Woo! We have been here for 1 hour and we have not accomplished much of anything.
We've beaten some palaces. We got most of the required items.
Yes, but Oh, jkoper has Reflect, whereas traiLZ doesn't. So I guess the only thing that traiLZ can do if he encounters Carrick is just hold like a silver platter, hold like a plate, and hope it bounce off.
That's surprising too, because I remember Reflect was fairly close to the start of this East. traiLZ's just not finding it, but I'm sure he'll make his way to it.
That's because traiLZ was waiting to see if the River Devil was the key to everything. And we know that the River Devil is the key, as it gave forth, a great item, the candle.
Right, jkoper coming back on Barba, looking for some revenge.
Yes, jkoper versus Barba Part 2. And this is exactly what we want to see. We're going to see some duck and stab strats.
Yeah, jkoper playing it a lot safer than traiLZ, and I don't blame him, man. When a dip in the lava takes you all the way back to the start, you want to just make sure you get the boss. Don't take a game over. And traiLZ immediately finding this Valley of Death terrain type, gonna make good use of his candle, making his way through it.
Yes, see, all hail the candle. There you go. Hashtag candle is up there with the blue jar, yes. But blue jar is best item.
Yeah, I mean, up there is definitely how I would describe the candle in that they are equally worthless, but...
Are not! It gives you, when Gandalf says, "Thou shalt not pass." Yes! Somebody put it in chat. This is why, for those of you who are just joining us who are not in the Zelda 2 community, please join us, because then you get things like this that happen. Because, yes, candle is lit, man, because then you get to duke it out, you get to see, oh, well, now.
Oh,
let's go.
Trails makes it through the Valley of Death, but it's Palace 4.
Yeah, it was. That's why I said, let's go.
And he is out. He's going to go back to the west and look around. Unfortunately, jkoper, is he? Is he just looking for some more XP?
Yes.
To try and pick up a double level? Looks like it.
Yes. He's trying to grind. The only thing is, those two enemies are able to kill him.
Well,
and right now,
he's taking an intentional death on them.
He has one.
Yeah, he didn't have enough magic to cast Fairy to get back through the door. And there aren't any more enemies before the drop on the other side of the wall. So he needs to take a death to those two enemies before he kills them. But it looks like he's just going back here. He had enough magic to just cast Fairy here before, I think. I mean, I might have been wrong. I might have been slightly off, but...
I think he did.
Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He's going over the top, and he's going to try and pick up his additional experience here. He wants to get a double level here. I don't blame him. With how difficult everything is, you want to be as strong as you can heading into GP, and unfortunately, not a great enemy set here.
That is a fortunate key find, though, even though he may die.
It'll be very bad if he died, but...
Yeah, and that room there was jump blocked. Unless, he puts on some Air Jordans and, believes he can fly like Mike, he wasn't getting past that room, so the double level dream is over.
Decision from Trails. Trails not finding Reflect, not knowing where the way forward is to Maze Island, is here in Death Mountain again, and immediately finds Maze Island!
Yo! What a find is this? Oh my heavens!
This is huge. This Maze Island contains some kind of required palace, which I think we're guaranteed is GP at this point, but also we know this Maze Island is where our required trophy for Thunder is.
Yes!
And it's right there.
Thunder is gettable. So, this is impressive, in the second half of the other side of 1 hour, we have a huge find, and that is a really weird connector to get to Maze Island.
And and this is great. There was a second cave from Maze Island that also led to Death Mountain, just very slightly to the east.
Yeah.
So this Death Mountain connection is the absolutely required way to get to Maze Island here.
Yes, and the great thing about going to Death Mountain, for those of you who are not very familiar with Death Mountain, it is one of the great tourist spots of Hyrule. And every time you visit Death Mountain, you do get a t-shirt. It says, I visited Death Mountain and all I got was this t-shirt. So be proud. Visit, Death Mountain and Zelda 1, that's where, obviously Ganon is hiding. Then, here in Zelda 2, it's a beautiful place with lots of caves for you to visit.
Oh yeah, you can spend all day in here just visiting the caves, not finding where you're going.
Yes, that's what makes Death Mountain so much fun. It gives you your chance to be your very own Dora the Explorer. And that's what you gotta like.
Yep. So this is gonna be our big question at this point. Trails still needs to go back to the east at some point, find his Reflect, do 4. Is he gonna find that before jkoper makes his way through Palace 4? Because he obviously will be able to do it immediately when he finds it, but how long is it going to take jkoper to find this connection here in Death Mountain? Thankfully, there are two of them, so get a little bit of redundancy on his searching, but if he takes a different path from trails, that could be a big swing.
You know, I low-key hope, you know, this is tinfoil hat time. Remember, wouldn't it be nice if we did have a island palace like you normally have in vanilla, even though it's not vanilla? You know, you have the same mechanic there where you actually need Nerf boots required.
Well, here's our Nerf boots.
Yes!
Yep. Unfortunately, the East rolled a mountainous biome. Oh nope, this is Palace 3, so there's one more palace in the East that we missed. But traiLZ, with those Nerf boots, has 100% confirmed where all of the required items in this seed are, though. The only thing he needs to be in go mode is he's going to have to find New Kasuto, pick up that Reflect spell.
And you know, you just gotta love it. VT Slacker knows that Nerf boots are worthless, that he didn't even put it on the tracker. He was like, you know what? Those aren't real boots. Those are bootleg boots. They don't get to be tracked.
I don't think we found any opportunities for them, aside from boulder owners have found the water tile, but with the nerfed boots and some of the biomes, you can get water bridges where they have an indication that they work like the vanilla walkable water, where if you have the boots, you can cross them. But I don't think we've seen any of those. And wow, very quick Palace 3 for traiLZ.
Yeah, we get to see some Rebo action where he can, you know, apply his usual jackhammer pogo stick action. And that was an easy Horsey. Horsey! How could you, Horsey? You know, Horsey was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I don't get paid enough for this.
You know, we know this attack 4 is strong, and jkoper, or traiLZ rather, making quick work of it. The 200-point P bag of sadness is going to be totally useless as traiLZ puts down his 5th gem.
Well, you could look at it this way. That 200-point P bag will put him at 355. Woo! He is only 355. And what's the next level? 2300? Oh, wow. So, you know, only 1950 to go. See, we can bring math and teach lots of things here on Zelda Speedruns. The things you learn, right, Alendar? We bring math. We bring... Oh, yeah, that's 55. I had a brain fart. I said, no. I was thinking 50. I ducked up. Whack. But, you know, there we go. Some walkable water there on traiLZ side. And GP on jkoper's side, Elendar.
Yep, jkoper is finding his way through to everything. traiLZ looks like he's walking back. I don't blame him. Oh wow, the nerfed boots apparently still fully functional on this island's Death Mountain. That's a little curious.
Real boots. No, that's disappointing.
maybe oh, I see what it is. That is
the
a water
bridge.
Yeah, it's a little hard to spot on the tile set with just the one tile there. But yeah, you can see there's one patch of road on either side of the water bridge, indicating that is a spot you can cross with the boots. Yeah,
so you know, let's go ahead and we'll just blame someone. Let's see, who can we blame? Hey, Mariah's in chat. We're gonna blame Mariah for, you know, us not seeing that water bridge immediately. So yeah, Mariah, you're to blame for this.
Yeah, traiLZ is looking around for. It looks like he's looking for Hammer Cave, but I don't think there can be anything logically required for him for Hammer Cave. He has all the progression items. Okay, this is okay. This is that cave I spotted earlier that I said had a pretty high probability of being the Hammer Cave based on the routing the first time traiLZ was here, and it is in fact Hammer Cave.
Yes, but see, the difference is, thanks to the River Devil. No, traiLZ has the trophy.
Yep, the trophy was in Maze Island, so traiLZ has the trophy but has not turned it in yet for Thunder. jkoper has not yet found Maze Island, but he's here in Palace 4, since he has found the Reflect spell and traiLZ hasn't. That's going to be our big divergence point at this point. Is traiLZ going to find his Reflect spell before jkoper finishes catching up and finding this Maze Island?
Yeah, and you know, this is going to cause a lot of overworld dipping. But one of the good things about this is it may be a blessing in disguise for traiLZ that he does have to dig so hard. Because let's say if he had Reflect, you know, he would have played Palace 4. He would be on his way trying to find GP, not really looking at any other caves unless they're possible connection caves, which means that he would not have obtained the 5th and 6th magic containers respectively. So
yeah,
I think
this could be important.
Yeah, because if Thunder is expensive, you know, talking from a strategy point, the last thing you want to do is go knee deep into GP and then realize that Thunderbird is required and you don't have enough to cast it.
It's a gamble I know both of these runners are absolutely willing to take if they feel like it's necessary, but nobody wants to do that, and traiLZ is probably feeling pretty comfortable about his magic at this point. I don't remember the experience curves exactly, but I gotta figure it's pretty much guaranteed that at Magic 6 bars, he's going to be able to get at least one Thunder cast off.
Let's see
if traiLZ is going to take this this upward facing transport cave here next to the raft tile if he wants to get the last two items here in the west, or he could just take the raft over to the east again, take a dip looking for a reflect spell.
Yeah. You know,
I think he's concerned. I don't think he's found Darunia yet, so I think he's concerned that the reflect spell could require finding the child. And that's what he's out here looking at items for. He doesn't know that it's just in New Kasuto.
But I think
apparently traiLZ did find upstab. So yeah,
because he has upstab.
He's just looking for hard containers then? I guess that's the only thing he could really be looking for at this point. Hard containers, I guess the any key could potentially be helpful in GP with that very nasty key required community room. But other than that, he's got pretty much all the required items.
I think the single key, but he does have Palace 4 to dig out. But I think right now for traiLZ, he's looking at let me get Reflect. And I think Reflect was in Mito, wasn't it?
No, Mito was fire.
Oh,
which we know is
that's
just
useless.
He's got to find New Kasuto still.
Oh, so he hasn't found. Oh, but
yeah,
he has found New Kasuto.
Because
remember, he used the spell to get that wonderful, P bag first. Before
I don't know
jkoper.
Because I was fairly certain Reflect was in New Kasuto. Maybe if we see a pause from jkoper, I can get confirmation on where he found that.
I want to say New Kasuto was not Reflect. I think it was in.
Yeah, because if traiLZ was there, he would have gotten it. But
I think Reflect was one of the free spells. So either Neboru or Rauru.
Definitely a possibility. I'll keep an eye on jkoper's screen to see if we get a pause and we can get a sighting of where on the list it is. jkoper is going to pick up his fire spell though, and he's going to be disappointed.
And the fact we said it at the same time, we're twins. Oh man, I am related to Elendar. I am happy. So now we have carrot time.
Yeah, and Reflect is in position 7. That is New Kasuto.
Oh, Reflect was a new Kasuto?
Yeah,
But I remember...
It's the 7th spot on jkoper's list. If traiLZ...
That was how... Wait a second. But traiLZ was a new Kasuto.
I know jkoper was a new Kasuto. I don't know if traiLZ was.
Yeah, because traiLZ got that disappointing P-bag first.
I don't remember, but regardless, New Kasuto is where Reflect is. It's confirmed on jkoper's side. It's the 7th slot on his magic list.
Man.
But traiLZ is going to pick up his Thunder spell.
The one significant advantage is traiLZ does have Thunder, but doesn't have Reflect. Also, he is a palace ahead of jkoper, but jkoper just, Yeah,
jkoper's just waiting to place his gem here in Palace 4.
So we're looking at some farming, for potential double level. This is an item room. Item room is the key. Oh, that is going to make Palace 3 a piece of cake. And it also eliminates any type of, key blocking GP. And we know that traiLZ obviously will not probably dig through. Yeah, I thought he was in New Kasuto.
Yeah, he's here in New Kasuto. Okay, he's gonna get his Reflect spell, and he's just gonna be a bit behind jkoper coming into 4. But I think on the balance, this puts traiLZ ahead here. I think it's probably gonna be less time for traiLZ to get back up to P4 and clear it than it's going to be for jkoper. Even if jkoper finds Maze Island pretty quickly in Death Mountain, it's going to take him some time to get through it and clear this Palace 3, go back and get his Thunder spell. And also, this double dip of the East is a little bit of a blessing for traiLZ. Yeah, no, he hadn't been here before.
Then was I psychic and I saw it? What the heck? Because it's the disappointing feedback. But I
Yeah, we've got a Patrick sighting in the chat, looking to see who his opponent's going to be in the next round. But yeah, it's this seed has been very rough on our runners. Fairly difficult dungeons. 2 lives, as we can see from jkoper's reset. Started with 1 container, just everything brutal. Life spell giving a single bar.
And you know what? I have faith in Patrick. Patrick would do this seed with 1 heart container. He would skip the other heart containers just because he is that talented. He'd be like, container, smart container. I got this on 1. Just to show everybody,
Well, I know Patrick is very capable of doing seeds on 1 heart. I don't think any runner is. Patrick agreeing with me. Just two lives, 1 heart container. Just ask for a reroll.
You don't
there for a reason.
Great seeds. You do not reroll great seeds like this. You reroll baby seeds. That's too easy.
Knowing traiLZ and jkoper, I don't think there's going to be any rerolls agreed to for the remainder of this tournament.
You gotta, I would reroll a baby seed.
Yep.
It's like, this seed is too easy, reroll. Boom.
So, big moment of destiny here. jkoper going right instead of left here initially in this GP. And that's going to be unfortunate because we do know that left was the entrance to, I believe, the sort of central left area was where both of the connection caves between Death Mountain and Maze Island were. So jkoper's going to unfortunately spend a little bit of time additional here in Death Mountain just on incorrect guess on the 50-50 at the start.
We don't have that many rerolls because, 1 heart, our runners are so talented that really they will tackle a 1 heart low magic seed. They will tackle it without any hesitation at all. You know, that's just how good the Zelda 2 community is. They are awesome runners, all of them. And for those who are watching and you haven't followed jkoper or traiLZ yet, you guys are missing out on some great action. They do play other games as well in the Zelda community, and it's awesome. And I love how jkoper actually went and picked up that key, Elendar. Did you see that?
I did, and also, take a look over at traiL's side. Look at this amount of bravery. On actual no HP left, full magic bar. Nah, I don't need to cast life.
Oh, that's when you cast life and you duke it out. Even though that 1 key he had was wasted. So
Yeah, just using fairy to get past the enemies rather than actually get through the door.
However, if traiLZ does grind this after dealing with that death, he may get rewarded with the magic key. However, I sense that traiLZ is probably saying to himself, you know what? We're an hour 23 into this. One of us is in GP by now.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long one and a tough one, but our runners are making it through. But of course, the biggest question is still going to be even if one runner is 5 or 10 minutes ahead coming into GP. I mean, we've seen in previous races, jkoper was 15 or 20 minutes behind coming into GP, and GP can just absolutely decide, you know what? Nope, here's Dark Lake right away, you win.
Yeah, it is a great equalizer. I mean, we know of someone who snipes all the time, and that's Animus in the weekly. Because if there's a shortcut to Dark Link, Animus can sniff it a mile away. And sometimes you apply chromastrats to it, just go left.
Yeah, unlike some of our recent races elsewhere in this tournament, we do have community rooms on, obviously. So, okay,
yes!
jkoper picks up his 7th bar. All right, come on, traiLZ. You just filled up. You had enough to cast life. Please just cast life.
traiLZ, don't you dare! Don't you dare!
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about what he wants to do. He's going to cast life. Okay, I think he was doing the math on whether he would have enough to cast fairy after he beats the boss, and he will here with 2 bars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a cast, but only had enough for 1 cast of life. It's okay. Kira cooperates. No teleport hits here, and traiLZ is going to be on top of the board with his 6th gem here, placed at an hour 25.
Yep, this was sure a jet seed, y'all. I mean, this was so jetty. We were going pew. We were going so fast that we were looking slow. That's exactly what this is, Elendar.
Yep. traiLZ making the decision. I think this is faster. He's going to take the long walk out of Death Valley here rather than up A.
Oh, right, Star? But if I'm running this, and we're gonna get 5 heart containers. Okay, now, this is going to be crucial, pivotal. Let's go! VXR, I wanted no heart containers. I wanted this to be a true Oko seed. But the seed just had to go and disappoint me. But look at 5 heart containers versus 3 going into the greatest palace of all time, the Chicken Heaven. Instead of calling it GP, you gotta call it CP because it's the Chicken Palace. And chickens hurt a lot. For those who are not familiar with Zelda 2, the real term is Fokka, Fokka. And, they are tough enemies. They throw lots of knives that you have to play limbo to duck. And they can easily take out 2 to 3 heart containers per hit. And even at life 6, I've seen it happen. That's what they're called. FOKKA.
Yep, and we're just gonna keep calling them chickens because
Yeah, chickens is chickens. That's the thunder chicken. I love calling them chickens. And
all right, jkoper does come back, take his left turn, and this is gonna put him on the path. And he does take a different route. It's gonna take him straight to the palace, but unfortunately, this is not a super efficient route for getting that trophy that he knows is here. 127.50.
757.
Yeah, on the gate up.
Overlord. Wow.
And we're gonna see how painful this GP decides to be. Is this gonna be a 20-minute slog, or are we gonna be out in a couple minutes here?
Look at that. We're already greeted with an upstab block.
Yeah, thankfully jump very cheap, and traiLZ has everything potentially required, except I don't know if he has a key. I don't know if that'll become an issue here, but it is
Can you
a possibility.
imagine? Oh, that would suck so hard. Grant you, we do have Fairy Spell.
We're getting confirmation from the chat. No key from traiLZ.
Yeah, he's without a key. So, all right. Here's what's gonna happen, right? traiLZ is gonna boot up a Fallout game, right? He's gonna get his lockpick skill up to 100, and he's gonna kind of move that over from Fallout to Zelda 2 via game magic, and then he's gonna pick that lock. That's traiLZ's motto. Like, who needs a key? I got lockpick. Just pull out a... jkoper does not have upstab, I don't think.
He didn't get the trophy here, and I'm pretty sure he knows it's here, but I'm kind of curious if he is just gonna take the gamble and up A out of here. Maybe he doesn't have the hint. He's clearing this palace, and okay, no, he's taking his up A. Does he up A out of here, or is he gonna go and get the trophy? He's gonna go get the trophy. This makes sense.
Okay, we have one check. Look at these blocks! Oh my goodness.
They gotta put checks in, make sure that all the different parts are required.
Yeah. GP, I'm a little disappointed because my chickens are on vacation. I guess traiLZ and jkoper are visiting while the chickens are on, union break. And they're not there right now because this is too easy to walk through. And, oh man.
Another one of these upstab skip proof rooms. This one is just a pain to make this jump in. traiLZ is doing a trick where you redirect your momentum by stabbing the wall, but it's still pretty precise.
I thought traiLZ was just channeling Mario 64 and was just trying to wall jump. And, everybody knows that Link can't jump that well. But it was done, and expertly done at that.
Yeah, it's a difficult jump to make. Obviously, traiLZ could cast jump to get through, but he wants to preserve his magic as much as he can. And gonna go up through this fairy block. See just all the statues paying tribute to Chicken King.
Yes!
We've got some lovely waffles here.
Yeah, this is surprisingly chickenless. I mean, the chicken statues are nice, but this is hurting my feelings.
There's a chicken, but unfortunately he's very weak to being stabbed in the knees here and goes down without a fight.
Yeah, this is what happened when I did the doubleheader last time. You get so engrossed that you're like, oh man, I got to pay attention to the game.
Oh no!
And yeah, this is kind of a rough position to be in for traiLZ, considering he has only 3 heart containers, and there's still a lot of GP to explore. Oh
and
boy.
I don't think he can cast Fairy and still have enough for Thunder here, so he does make it through the room the second time. But jkoper is going to be pretty quick on being caught up here. He's maybe only a minute and a half, 2 minutes away from joining traiLZ here in this GP. And there have been plenty of opportunities for lefts to potentially make the difference.
You know, with all the fireballs that's going on, you would think that Bowser was the one who was hidden in this palace. My goodness. Because this just looks like a typical level 8. So at 133.12, we have jkoper entering GP.
Oh, and the King bot rudely interrupting traiLZ, and that's gonna cost him his ability to cast Thunder, but he is gonna keep exploring, see if this path leads to anything useful. It certainly leads to more awful bubble lava rooms.
Now, we do see jkoper using the chroma strat here of going left into GP, so we do have some divergence.
Yeah, if you're jkoper and you're not even getting into GP until an hour and a half against traiLZ, you got to figure traiLZ is going to be dunning any second. So jkoper, I think, smartly taking his gambles. A 1-up is not a bad reward, but he's going to say skip it and just take the up A.
Very, very smart decision, because at this point, traiLZ is about to get nope, jkoper does not have upstab, as we all project, you know.
Yeah, thankfully, I don't think it's that long a walk for him to go get it. He's going to take a quick look at the item here in Nuke Pseudo, see if it's an additional heart container. traiLZ, unfortunately, only had 6 coming in here, unable to pick it up. It is a 1-up, though. That's a good reward. jkoper's going to be able to take that into GP with him.
Now, on traiLZ's side, this is another, you know...
We're farming small enemies again.
Small bot here, because Thunderbird is there, but look at that magic.
And he needs 78. I like this decision. He's looking for a red jar. You know, the blue jars aren't going to make any difference, so might as well cast shield, be as safe as possible, because, you know, you never know when a bot's going to mysteriously jump across the room and troll you.
Yeah, and pray, you know, if you get P-bag, let them be high P-bags, not that 70. But
yeah, the base reward for these bots, not terrible either, 30 points apiece. I don't know what this level up is, but there's a non-zero chance it's Magic 6. If not Magic 6, it's probably fairly close.
I think it's Attack 6.
I was not keeping track of the values on jkoper's side.
Because on traiLZ's side, he has Attack 5. He's at 5, 6, 7. So I have a sneaky suspicion it might be Attack 6.
Yeah, at 5, 6, 7, it can be any of the 3 based on the randoms. That's one of those points where they're all roughly equal. But I wasn't paying enough attention on jkoper's side to know. So this is going to give jkoper somewhat of a chance to catch up. Again, assuming I don't remember if T-Bird required was in the flags. It wasn't in the summary, but I didn't check the flags that carefully. traiLZ doing a little bit of remodeling on the floor, and there's the red jar.
Here's the jar. Let's go. We're about to duke it out with the Thunderbird. So, Thunder Chicken on deck. And it looks like it is required. So, boom.
Okay,
Oh.
chat's saying T-Bird required flag is off, but based on the structure of this GP, the likelihood this is required is pretty
Is
decent.
a whole yes. Yeah. I cannot imagine. And traiLZ has to be very careful at this. You do not want to get hit by anything right now. Because, as we know, the Thunder Chicken does have the ability to kill you very easily, even on Life 7. So, he's literally got off. That's a weird pendulum.
Oh, traiLZ bumps against the bottom step and goes straight up into a fireball, taking the reset. jkoper taking the time out to also check this water tile, gets rewarded with a heart container. So, you know, jkoper's a little slow coming to this GP, but he's up like 3 levels, 3 heart containers, and a life. He's going to be very, very well equipped. If he, you know, if traiLZ takes another game over, it's probably going to put jkoper into the lead.
Yes. Well, that pendulum was a bit wonky, Desi, to be honest. Like, usually Thunderbird does a usual straight arc. However, that Thunderbird was going all over the place.
jkoper taking another look, or traiLZ rather, taking another look, taking this left at the start, thinking maybe there's a faster route to Dark Link there. Gets his one up, but he knows that it's a difficult route through here to this Thunderbird, and so he's gonna spend the little bit of extra time it takes to keep that level and just ferry it through to the rest of the dungeon, be a little bit safer. I don't blame him. This GP is already difficult, and who knows how much more could be behind Thunderbird.
You know, the one thing jkoper's gonna have is significant magic and life, because jkoper's also a magic 7. So, you know, ferry opportunities to ferry out of rooms will be there, you know, and
yeah, also just having literally double the number of heart containers.
I know, I mean, like, there's no way you can't have a better survivability right there. I mean, this is literally, traiLZ is playing Dark Souls, and jkoper will be playing Super Mario 1, which is pretty fairly easy to beat. So, you know, they're gonna have 2 definitely different VT, no. jkoper does not know where Darunia is.
And I can be honest, I don't remember where it is either here in the east. This was not a pleasant mountainous east.
Yeah. It really isn't. It's no fun at all.
traiLZ having a little bit of difficulty making this jump. The jump with 3 blocks open at the bottom is not too difficult, but can give you some trouble. It is possible to make that jump with only 2 of the blocks open, but that is extremely precise.
Yeah. And that's the last thing you want to have to worry about right now, when everything 1 can kill you, 2 can kill you, and 3 can kill you.
Yep. Unfortunately, the route to Thunderbird is up here to the left.
Wait a second.
traiLZ is going to have to take a death here.
Wait a second. jkoper doesn't have the River Devil's best friend?
I don't know if he ever picked it up or not. I don't think it matters, but
that may be why he hasn't found Darunia, because I think Darunia was behind the River Devil. No, the River Devil held the candle, yeah.
he was very, very attentively guarding it to make sure that jkoper not going to be able to see what he's doing. Although jkoper has so much magic, he's just ferrying through all of these anyway.
Yeah, being behind the River Devil's best friend that you needed it. Maybe Three-Eyed Rock?
We got traiLZ being very safe here, trying to conserve as much of his resources as he can.
Oh, it was the desert tile in Three-Eyed? Hey, chat, let's see who has the best memory, because your commentators sure don't.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing these races and you're recording stuff in your tracker and like you're actively remembering where everything is, you can figure out how these seeds are put together. But as commentary with his two racers running at once and you're not playing it yourself, it's just hard, man. This spicy chicken really wants to give it to traiLZ, but expertly jumping over all the fireballs. And jkoper is just sitting down for a think.
Well, yeah, sometimes you need to take a moment and think about it,
Look at your notes, look at your tracker, think, okay, where could this Darunia be, right? It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, it's a saying from Alice in the Looking Glass, take a moment and think about it, and then guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all you can do.
It just gets bad when, you're trying to think and you've thunk. And then that's going to be real problematic because you are absolutely lost at that point. And when I play any randomized look at that key drop. Did you see that?
I did, and that's going to be very helpful for traiLZ. He's grinding out some of these Bogos here. 50 points apiece, pretty quick spawning, and I think he's just looking for a red jar.
I think traiLZ will take any jar.
Yeah, because he's too low for Thunder, so he's gonna do the same thing as before, grind it out, but this time more experience per enemy, and also they're spawning a lot faster.
Yes, much better than Mew Defender Simulator. I mean, look at that, 200 point P bag. We're getting 50. We're gonna hit 2640 so easily.
Yeah, this is also just very safe. Okay, and there's the jar. I like this. traiLZ is playing maximally safe. Gonna slow roll it, looking for Kingbot. Oh, there he is. That's just one of the rudest places for Kingbot to show up because he spawns. Usually when he spawns high, so you could just sort of upstab as you pass under him and break him apart. But that bridge is so high that he basically spawns right on top of you. And since it's a crumble bridge, there's not a ton you can do. And traiLZ just, thankfully, having farmed out that red jar, has enough to ferry there and then cast Thunder again on this Thunderbird.
Alright, so now at 1:46:06, we have jkoper going back in to duke it out. Meanwhile, I get why traiLZ did what he did, but I think I would have gone back to that spawn room and get the extra level and a possible jar rather than taking the tactical death. But traiLZ can defeat Thunderbird very easily. But I would be really clenching everything.
Yeah, I mean, as comfortable as you feel, knowing how much time it would take to get a game over here, you're just, well...
Come on. Just a few more hits. You can do it, traiLZ. Yay!
Nice and clean. Yeah, and traiLZ very, very thankfully gets that T-Bird kill, gets his magic refilled again, so he'll have more fairy casts to go coming out of here. Because, you know, how much further in here is Darklink? We don't know. I don't even know if traiLZ fully checked all the other paths. As far as I know, that Thunderbird may still not be required. I think traiLZ got most of the paths, but I don't have everything tracked out. And traiLZ applying some safety spells, doesn't want to take a death here. Yeah, and sees a spicy chicken and immediately nopes right past with the fairy spell, and now he's gonna have to farm a red jar up from this block. And fortunately for all of you, I have to take off for a race, but we're gonna have a guest commentator hopping in. Star should be here in just a moment, but you know, this is it for me. But you know, continue to cheer on our runners, and I'm sure it should be a good one.
Are you leaving us, Elendar?
Yeah,
yes,
I have a race at 10. Yes. I didn't expect this to take. I don't think anyone expected this to take 2 hours, and so GG's to both the runners.
It was truly a pleasure. Then, and once you know everything gets finished, you know I'll be there to root you on, and you know have everyone think that you are a member of the army of Ganon.
You're right. Hello.
Hey, Star! This seed is just chock full of love and care, isn't it?
It really is. I've been here watching it in chat for a while, and oh man, it says something with these guys. 2 of the best runners in the business, 2 of the veterans of the community, are still not done at an hour 50.
I know, man. This is gonna be a 2-hour seed.
It really is.
It's headed that way. Because, you know, I think the 2 lives is what's killing them. And,
I think so. These guys can do one heart, they can do costly magic, if they have life to manage high magic costs, but they can't do both at the same time.
Oh, this is not a room traiLZ wanted to see right now. Not when you have only 1 life, and man, he just needs to hope that there aren't too many chickens in this room, because we know personally through no, it's not a loop.
Because that's Darklink. That is definitely not a loop.
Oh, Elendar just missed it.
So that's how it goes sometimes.
Alright, we're gonna see safe strat 100%. Just stab them in the cankles and then we're good to go. No, not really, Mirai. Usually cankle stab is something that Darklink cannot defend. So everybody please get your GGs in chat for traiLZ, who will be going against Patrick. So we get the trilogy, y'all. This makes it awesome sausages. I mean, Patrick, I know you're still here. And I know you're waiting. Welcome to our first time chatter, Jaflone. Glad to have you here. Too bad it was at the last minute. But, you know, better late than never.
So, GG's 2 traiLZ. 1:50:56. What a time. He'll be joining us for an interview once he gets a drink. I don't blame him after an hour and change.
Yes, for those who got to enjoy some gambling action, those who bet on traiLZ, congratulations, you guys have got some more pocket change, which you can happily use to blame Trez.
Yep.
Because that's the best way to use your channel points.
Hehe. That's exactly what I'm going to do with some of mine. Alright, so let's see. Cooper's still going around. Nope, just not quit. GG's to Cooper as well. Deciding he has seen traiLZ finish and decides he doesn't feel like dealing with this GP anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
good.
it's long. It's long. It's long. I mean, I can't blame him. Everything hurts. Everything wants to, you know, clap you and give you hugs, and these are the bad hugs. So that's totally understandable. So that means that jkoper will be battling for third.
No, that is third because this is the end of the road for Cooper, it being losers
Oh,
finals.
okay.
In the
So
meantime, hey traiLZ, GG's.
GG's.
I have push talk on. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, traiLZ? I know you love this seed. It was so easy. It was too easy, right?
It was really nice. I really like this one. I'm glad that it rolled during the finals because I feel like that something like this should be like not like plando, but like maybe like something that's a little bit more on the difficult side. I enjoy the challenge, but I'm sitting there flipping out because I'm running through Palace 5 multiple times, then game over into Guma. I'm like, oh, jkoper didn't even come in this Palace. It was a stressful early game for sure. I totally missed Great Palace, and I missed the medicine, which didn't really matter, but I totally missed Nukasudo and Great Palace. So I went around looking for it, and I don't know. I had a difficult time with this seed.
Mm-hmm. And hey, we are now joined by jkoper, GG's.
Hey, jkoper.
Thanks, GG traiLZ.
Thank you. Behind Thunderbird, jkoper was a gauntlet of probably another 10 rooms.
And then nothing, is what you're saying?
No, and then Dark Link.
Oh, okay.
If you went left, it was from start. It was an immediate dead end, and then
Yeah,
a one up.
I know that.
But
Yeah,
when
so I was on the right path. Okay. I just,
yeah,
I
there
fell
was
in the lava, and I didn't want to finish. That's fine.
no, I understand. There was only GP was one line. There was one path that went right, but it was a loop immediately. So it was in that weird downstab room. But other than that, it was a straight line. There was nothing but, rooms that connected the rooms. There was no branching paths at all in this GP.
Okay, weird. Yeah, so I was on the right path and everything. It's fine. I just, I died too long. I thought that, Darunia was flute blocked. That didn't help anything. So, yeah, took me a long time to find that to get upstab. Right, and then I was just about to give up on trying to find the flute, and was going to just learn how to do the upstab skip on the fly, and then I found Trunia, so I didn't have to. Yeah. Anyways, other than that, I died a lot. I died on most of the bosses and stuff. So I had some very frustrating game overs, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we saw that, especially with Guma. Guma was not a friend to either of you.
Yeah, I went in there with attack 3, I think, and I almost killed him several times. And then I came back with downstab after I did the walk of shame twice and failed.
Yeah. I guess I did similar things. So
And this is a rough seed, jkoper. GG's, man, and thank you so much for the race, man. This is definitely worthy of a final seed, man. I was just telling him before you came in that I appreciate the fact that something that wasn't like 10 minutes long, find glove, dark link first room in type of seed, that it was like actually like something that people could sit down and watch for a while, and it was difficult for us and probably fun for them to watch.
yeah, it was probably interesting. I don't know that I played worthy of top 3, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm curious what sort of levels and containers you finished with.
I think I had 577. I got a magic level off of Thunderbird, and I found Thunderbird, and I took a game over, and I immediately went left, found the one up, and went back and finished the job. But when I went back, I had enough to get. I farmed. See, my strategy was because I took a death to that bot. There's a bot on a king bot on a bridge, and you can't really block it. There's like nothing you can do if you're walking from left to right. And beyond that is a room with a bunch of those bogos. And if you get them to spawn on the floor, I mean, I had to farm red jars a lot in GP just to be able to progress on.
Interesting.
Yeah, so farming, you know how bogos spawn in the ground.
Yeah.
One out of every 8 was a red jar, and there was like keys and blue jars and random pea bags in between. But yeah, that was the strat to sit there. And after I farmed a red jar, I was really close to a level. So when I got to Thunderbird at 567, I got the magic level at 577. Didn't really help much, but it was a level.
Yeah. I don't know. I finished at, I think it was 677. I didn't have any problems getting to Thunderbird. But then when I got to Thunderbird, I just took a death to, game over. And then I just fell in the lava to the spicy chicken after that. So that's where I was.
Well, you weren't too far behind. That was a really beat. This is a really beat Great Palace and a really tough seed, in my opinion. Hey, how many heart containers did you have? I think I finished with 3.
Oh, really? I just found my 5th one, I think.
Oh my
Sixth
God!
one? Sixth
You
one? Okay.
you had that many hearts? Where were they?
Like, there was one on the water tile, and there was one in Spectacle Rock, I think.
I got the one in Spec Rock.
Okay. There was one.
Palace
Might have been in
5.
Palace
It was
5.
yeah,
Yeah.
Palace 5.
Just a few rooms after Guma.
Oh man, I went past Cuba and did I find that one? I don't think so.
It wasn't
No.
very far. It was pretty easy to get after Guma, though.
I think I went. I think. Go ahead.
The only heart containers you got were at Spec Rock, and the other one was one of the tiles.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was man, I struggled really bad with this one, and I really hate that mountain biome. I completely missed where Great Palace and New Casita was, and I was going through Death Mountain, and I was like trying to see if I could find another connector, and I found a connector to Maze Island just randomly, and I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this now. So I went and did that, and did P3 and got that extra magic container, and then finally I found whatchamacallit, the GP in New Casuto, but man, I really dislike that mountain biome. It makes it so you can't see much, and it's easy to miss things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been worse, for sure. Yeah, but like I said, I missed Darunia on my end. So had I seen that the first time, might have been a lot closer too. Yeah, I actually got 7 magic containers, and the only one I didn't get was the one in P3. So, because I knew that was a magic jar, and I wasn't really interested in that. I was just interested in getting thunder and finding the flute, maybe at that point. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it, I guess.
Okay. That was a great seed, and I want to congratulate both of our runners for giving 199.999% towards this seed. It was not a very kind seed, but you know what? it shows the caliber of you both. You guys are excellent runners, and everyone got to see it today. We will be bidding farewell to jkoper, who does finish in third place. traiLZ, you versus Patrick. This is the you have 1-1 versus Patrick. Are you psyched to be going up against Patrick in the grand finals?
Yeah, to my understanding, according to challenge, the brackets reset if I get to the grand final. So he's got to beat me twice.
What?
Yeah, look at the challenge page. It's best of 3 and for the grand finale, which I agree with. If you get to the lower bracket and you battle your way all the way up through into the finals, it makes sense. It's the grand finale.
And I think this is
yeah,
your
we got
third.
a true best of 8.
What's that?
And I think this is your third time meeting Patrick in warfare. So once you won, one Patrick won. So you're 1-1 from the overall, and this will be the true tiebreaker of the appearances wins. And we're all psyched to see back to back, races between you guys. So you have everyone in chat looking forward to it. I'm sure our viewers who'll be viewing this, here live as well as on the VOD will be looking for it as well. So
Well, I'll tell you this really quick. I'd much rather face Patrick than face a clone of myself. So he's got to beat me twice. So he's got his work stacked against him. I can tell you that right now.
woo, got some talking. That's what we like to see. That only gets us hyped up even more. Also, as Star was mentioning in the chat, last call for racers, maybe, Opie,
I may
So,
join. I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to join, go ahead. We are currently, we've got poor Moralia sitting all by his lonesome in the weekly room, hoping somebody's gonna go beat him up for a change.
well, I haven't tested out the River Devil sprite yet, so it has been created. So I will be joining one of your weeklies, just not at this moment.
You're
You know.
fine. Oh, and hey, there you are, Chills. Alrighty then, that works.
All right. You want to take it away, Star?
Yeah, so as mentioned, we're going a whole lot of nowhere. Give us 10 minutes and we'll be right back with the weekly race. We thank you, Trails, for just volunteering to go for round 2. Hopefully the second seed is maybe a little nicer than this mess. And he'll be racing Morelli on Restream today for that weekly, so we'll be back in a little bit. We will see all of chat soon. So in the meantime, don't forget to give our runners here a follow. Thank you to Chels and jkoper, to Krista, and to Elendar.
All right, see you guys
And
later,
also
man.
to our restreamer, VT Slacker. Yep, see you, Trails, in the race room. And thanks everyone in chat for watching. Hang tight, we'll be back in a bit.
I'm not going to be racing, but thank you guys for commentating, and good luck, Trails.
See ya, Coper. GG's.